Now, we are diving in to the Goodwills. The Goodwill stuff. Oh man, lots of cool things. I don't even know where to start. But let's start off, I guess, with some more Michael J. Fox here. I showcased this once before, but it was a new and sealed copy, I think, if my memory serves well. And that is the movie Bright Lights, Big City with Michael J. Fox, Phoebe Cates, right? And, yeah, Kiefer Sutherland. It's a drama film, and it just seems really weird to see Michael J. Fox in a drama. But either way, I'm tempted to check it out. I got rid of that sealed copy mainly because I was just like, I can't be that person. It's made it this far. I can't be that person to unwrap it. I just can't do it. So that's my thought process whenever I find new and sealed VHS. I don't know why. That's just me though. And this is a weird one. It looks like an anime version of Wizard of Oz. The cover looks fucking terrible though, but what is happening there? What is happening? I don't know. It's the Wizard of Oz, but anime style or something. And this is from... Oh shit, Toho. Really? Oh shit. I didn't even pay attention to that. Good thing for zooming on cameras. Yeah. 1982. Okay. That's interesting. I don't know if that's any good, but yeah. And next up is a random volume of Ranma 1/2 Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. I think these were some pretty good episodes from what I remember. I've told myself I'm not going to be buying up a bunch of random volumes of Ranma because there's dozens of them. I have one complete season set in VHS format, but I don't know. These were some good episodes, and I was just like, well, if I ever want to pop some of these in. Just a lot of great character design with the Ranma show. I've said it many times before. Show's great. If you've never seen the show, it is on Hulu in its entirety, by the way, so you can stream it. Highly recommend it. Now we're diving into more Abbott and Costello. This is another variant cover that I needed to pick up, and this is Who Done It. I think this is in the top 5 they've ever done. It's one of the earliest ones, too. I believe it was, 1942. Hands down, just the Who Done It aspect is always fun. I always enjoy that type of murder mystery stuff in some of these movies like this, especially with a comedic twist. That's why I loved Knives Out so much from this past year. And I need to pick that up on 4K now that I think about it. That Steelbook is ridiculously priced, which is bullshit, but that's to be expected with exclusives, but one day maybe. But anyways, this movie, fantastic, great comedic timing all around, and it's definitely one of my top 5 of Abbott and Costello's. Now, this is definitely an animated classic. I feel that it deserved a better cover, but I had gotten this because at one of my local Goodwills, there is 4 for $1, and this was the only reason why I even picked this up, just to get that 4th title. I can't even remember which ones they were. But anyways, Secret of Nim. This cover's all over the place. A lot going on. I like this up here though. This is pretty cool. And the owl guy just staring, just creeping on you. Fantastic movie, and I know there's a Blu-ray release, but that cover looks like such shit. I know that's very stupid to try not to buy certain movies with certain covers, like, you know, if they're not great or if they're terribly photoshopped. I don't know. That's just me. Yeah, I don't know if any of you all feel the same. I really hate it when certain older catalog titles have gotten a very basic or bland Blu-ray release, and then they just have a worse cover than this. At least there's stuff going on here. In the Blu-ray cover, it just looks very plain, very photoshopped, and it looks like a movie that was made in the 2000s, which is not cool. This movie is very dark and gritty and just very much a really great dark fantasy, for sure. I gotta say this, in high school, my school had its weird ups and downs when it comes to certain substitute teachers just playing movies at certain times, and it was weird, but they always had this movie on hand, and I grew to enjoy it more and more. I swear, I think one year I think it was like when I was a sophomore or something, we watched it like 4 different times in 4 different classes. It was ridiculous. But I grew to enjoy the movie, and I actually remember a lot about it and the performances, and this was the first time I've ever come across it on VHS. I had to get it, and that is Stand and Deliver. Basically, Edward James Olmos plays Jaime Escalante, a teacher that is essentially just trying to get all these students here to pass the various exams. But when all of them pass, and just because they're, well, from the ghetto and stuff, a lot of the officials don't believe that they passed. And it's just that testament of just like proving that these kids, despite where they come from as Mexican Americans and other people of lesser neighborhoods and all this other stuff, it proves that they are, well, not stupid individuals. They are very smart and capable students. So, as you can tell, I remember a lot about this, and I have not seen it since high school, but yeah, it's just one of those movies that I've grown to appreciate a lot. And Edward James Olmos's performance, really great. So yeah, that's a nice little story for you there. Another blind buy, and I've heard many good things, and I know this is also a Criterion title at this point, and that is Ghost World. I have no idea what this is about. I just know the cast that's involved in it, and that's it. And I've just heard good things. That's all I got. This looks like all kinds of weird fun. It's clearly ripping off Batman and a slew of other dark comic book movies. And I've seen this around before in DVD and Blu-ray formats and stuff, but I've never seen a VHS copy, so I'm like, for $1, I am definitely going to check this out. And that is Black Scorpion. Even the title, the tagline, "Justice has a nasty sting," man. Oh, this looks all kinds of fun. I hope it is. It looks campy and gritty and over the top. I definitely can't wait to check this one out. I'm gonna end the video on a couple pretty great classics. I know I've said this in other videos as well, but I was always a kid that could never watch anything truly scary, and I've mentioned this before, where horror films just were the bane of my existence. My brother enjoyed them a lot, my dad enjoyed them a lot. I could not get into them, not until I was about 15, 16-ish. And some of those movies that kind of got me there were movies like Shaun of the Dead, or the Saw movies. And eventually I watched this masterpiece, and this is another movie I hope to get on Blu-ray eventually, and that is John Carpenter's The Thing. One of the most outstanding visually creative and prosthetic effect films that just, my God, it's just a triumph of just unnerving tension, as well as just the prosthetics and the makeup effects, and it's just all of it is so fucking great that it's just wow. I don't watch this often. When I have, it definitely makes for one hell of a ride to watch, and just the intensity, the who's really the alien in disguise, it's a fantastic remake, one of the very few that definitely has withstood the test of time. And it wouldn't be a video of mine without mentioning Batman. And this, ending it on a very high note, is one of the biggest grails that I never ever thought to find. And I knew of its rarity per se, but I didn't really think much of it. And the best part was, I didn't even find it in the media section at my Goodwill. I was just browsing around, I happened to seen it just thrown on the side by some other random speakers. And I just double taked, and I'm just like, whoa, please let this be real. And oh yes, I know this is like not worth millions of dollars, but I know it's really hard to come by. And this is another question for y'all lovely people watching. If I'm not mistaken, VHS tapes were done by around 2004. This clearly was released in the summer of 2005. How the flying fuck did this make it as a VHS release? I tried researching it, and I didn't see anything definite. But feel free to let me know of your wonderful knowledge, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how this was released, and the fact that I have it here in my hands, it's in terrific shape. I couldn't believe it, and I know it goes for a good 20, 30 bucks online, so I'm like, for $1, whew. As a Batman fan, I was just shaking when I first saw this, and I'm just like, no freaking way. Wow. One of the best Batman films to be put on VHS, that's for sure. and on Blu-ray, 4K, and every other format you can think of. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna flip this camera around. I gotta give a proper thanks here. What's up, guys? Yeah, that was a pretty long wait for this whole three-parter. I didn't even expect it to go this far. But as I mentioned before, I filmed this video like multiple times, and everything just kind of went to shit by part 2, and I had to add more stuff because I bought more stuff. And now here's the funnier bit. I may have to sell some of it, and that could be, well, a my loss is your gain situation. But I know to address the situation in the world right now, coronavirus, I don't even really need to say more. We all know the extent of how worldwide this situation is. We all know the extent of how bad the situation could be, especially for us here in America. We definitely have seen the very rough times that a lot of other countries are going through right now as of filming this. A lot of us are going to be affected, whether it's like full shutdown of states or just more limitations and restrictions, and I'm all for it because we all need to take care of each other, isolate ourselves, less social interaction. We don't need to be bar hopping or any bullshit like that. Just pick up something to eat at most and just go home. Enjoy a movie or two on your TV, because that's what Hulu, Netflix, and a slew of other things are for. As I mentioned, I'm going to be selling more stuff from my personal collection, and this is going to be hard because I know many of us are going to be a little tight on money. Some of us are better off. I know for me, it's going to be very rough because also I work retail, but my job is not at a grocery store or anything. I don't work at an essential store. I'll just put it that way. And my hours have already been slashed, and it wouldn't surprise me, depending on what the government says in the next few days to a couple weeks or month, that they may just shut non-essential places down. So I need money to pay bills and a slew of other things, so I'm not saying anything of like, just donate to me or something. That's far from it. I want to do this outright. I will be selling a good bits of my collection, parts at a time, when I have time in between work that I have now. And I will update on my store via Instagram. Collectible Goodness is the store name. The handle's here, as well as links in the description below. No need to panic. Be calm, be safe. At the end of the day, just be there for your family and friends. If you live with family, I know I do, and we just have to be there for each other. Call your family if you don't live with them. Make sure they're all well, and if they are not, and I'm sure, I don't know if any of y'all watching are suffering from any form of ailments from the virus itself, or if maybe you yourself are across the world dealing with one of those scenarios. Hopefully this video entertained you just a bit, just to get your mind off of it, and I know regurgitating this information doesn't help much, but I know that for me personally, it's already affected my job. I'm just doing my part to be cleanly, hygienic, and just to do my job, come home, and stay home with family, and that's it. So that is my thing, as well as just trying to sell what I have, and I've had a couple orders so far. There's a lot. I don't want to ramble on any more than what I have. But for any of you who are going through hard times, whether you believe in faith or prayer or anything like that, I just give my humblest of well wishes and thoughts to anybody out there struggling. And I know that doesn't do very much, but we're all gonna be hit pretty hard, and it sucks, but we got to get through it together. So thanks for watching, for subscribing, and all that other good stuff in between. I'm Anthony Flotis with Worth Watch, and I'll see you in the next video.